Hello and welcome to day 10 of Dakar Daily. Now, today should have been stage 9 and the run from Tupiza to here in Salta. Unfortunately been cancelled due to the weather, but what an event it's been this year so far.
It has been absolutely fantastic, and it's so close between all of the categories. In particular, the bikes, Adrian Van Beveren is just 22 seconds clear ahead of Kevin Benavides, but Kevin is not giving up. He really wants to get a first Argentine win.
No, absolutely. He's determined to get that first victory for Argentina. Also in the cars, Nasser Al-Attiyah trails Carlos Sainz by 1 hour and 6 minutes. Now, it seems like a lot, but anything can happen on the Dakar, and that Toyota will start to come into its own in this new terrain as we come through Argentina. Also, likewise, in the trucks, Eduard Nikolev, last year's winner, doing a great job leading ahead of Federico Villagra.
Reynaldo Varela is still on top in the Espailles, and an absolutely unstoppable force of nature is Ignacio Casales. He is not giving up the win for the quads.
No, so that pretty much brings you up to date with the results of the rally so far. But one thing that's been talked about pretty heavily is the rivalry between the two-wheel drive Peugeots and the four-wheel drive Toyotas in the car category. And we caught up with Peugeot's Bruno Famin for a little technical tour.
Hello everybody, I'm glad to present you our last evolution of the Peugeot 2008 DKR Maxi. Why Maxi? Because it's 20 centimeters wider than the previous car, 10 centimeters on each side to make the car more stable, more comfortable, and to give the drivers more confidence in the car. We worked on the dampers, we have new dampers, again to have a better grip on the car. We have worked also a lot on the engine, not to have more power, but to have more drivability, very important for the drivers, not to get stuck on the dunes, to have an immediate response on the pedal, then drivability, very important. We work on the gear ratio as well, and we have brand new BF Goodrich tires, which are very interesting to try not to get so many punctures, and to be able to be on a good pace on all the kind of track we can have on this Dakar, which is very difficult. One thing we have also to work for this 2018 edition is on the weight, because the rule changed and we had to add weight on the car. The minimum weight is now 1,580 kilo. It's more or less 70 kilo more than the car last year. Then we had to think about where and how to put this additional weight. We also worked on small details, very important for the crew. When we have some puncture, we have some magnetic support, you know, for the nuts to help them when they change the wheels. Just a funny detail. Two-wheel drive, the rear-wheel drive still the same concept from the beginning of the project. The power of the engine is 350 horsepower at the level of the sea. It's a V6 engine, 3 liters capacity, a 6-speed sequential gearbox, and that's it. That's the main point I can tell you today about this 3000 DKR Maxi.
Carlos Sainz has now got himself into a very nice situation. He is now 1 hour ahead of the rest of the pack, and he's really hopeful for a second Spanish win. Mike caught up with the Dakar legend himself earlier on.
Carlos, great to sit with you as ever. We find ourselves in this situation once again, a healthy lead in the Dakar, and everyone has been saying that this has been the toughest Dakar, certainly in South America, that we've had. How have you found it so far?
Absolutely like that. I share that opinion. I think we are facing the toughest rally in South America, and probably one of the toughest Dakar I have ever done, even counting in Africa. Yeah, you know, still a long way to go, still difficult days, still stages like in the past in this rally has been dictating who is winning or losing the rally, so I'm still very cautious about what is missing.
How do you proceed from here? Because you have a healthy lead, and we see it so often, and it's happened to you in the WRC, when you have a healthy lead, you then try to drive at 90%, but you have to still concentrate at 100%, and that's where mistakes creep in. So how do you deal with that?
No, even in the Dakar, you know, I think in 2009, before I won it in 2010, I have like 30 minutes lead going to Fiambala, and, you know, a little bit navigation problem, jump into a hole and lost the rally. So, you know, I know very well what is going on.
Now, I want to ask you about your relationship with Nasser. Obviously, he's second. You have an hour and 6 minutes, but there's just been this mutual respect but rivalry between you guys, hasn't there? And
yeah, for sure there is the respect. What you say, I think Nasser is one of the toughest competitors in the Dakar. He has a lot of speed, a lot of experience, and you know, I have been fighting with him in many occasions, and you know, we all know each other. All the top drivers here, we know how much effort we are putting in, how much risk we are taking, and we respect each other. I think this is the best way of explaining.
because you know him so well, can you use that to your advantage now in the situation that you're in?
I think I have to concentrate in myself. You know, I have at this moment with the gap, this is a matter to just trying to go through the stages, and you know, you can lose some minutes, but still there is a good margin. So I have to concentrate in myself and do my strategy.
I want to talk to you about 2011 and in particular stage 9. I remember being sat at home watching you and Nasser in the Volkswagens, like for the final 5 kilometers of the stage, just nip and tuck, one in front of the other. What was that like? Because I think you won the stage, didn't you?
Yeah, I catch him, and then, you know, normally you press the sentinel and you expect somebody to let you pass, but this time was not like that, and then we start to make a little bit of a show, and well, now when you look in the videos and all that, it's fun. I'm sure Chris Nissen, our team boss, wasn't so happy to watch it, but we have good fun, and I wanted to pass him and finish in front to the stage, and obviously he didn't want that. I think, you know, with today's rules, he will be under trouble.
And now your relationship with Nasser, you're in different teams. Is it Toyota, 4-wheel drive? You're with Peugeot, 2-wheel drive? What's
No.
about?
As I say, I respect Nasser. You know, he's one of the toughest competitors in this race, and he shows every day he has the speed to win, like he has won this rally before, and he's very tough to beat.
You've achieved so much in motorsport, in WRC and in Dakar, and you've had so many highs and lows. 1999 will stay with everybody forever. Where does the Dakar rank amongst everything that you've done in motorsport, Carlos?
Well, I've been so lucky. I've been so lucky to, you know, win 2 World Championships. I've been in the top 3 many years. Later on, when I decided to retire, I said, okay, I would like to try to become the first Spanish to win in cars. Luckily, I have done already, so you know, if I can do it 2 times, it's really welcome. But you know, I do it for myself. I enjoy it so much. I have still the passion, and you know, frankly talking, I still do it because I enjoy myself, and every time I sat in the car and I have a big smile, and I have the motivation, and you know, this is how it is. If it is coming as a second victory, welcome. If not, you know, that's life. It's not the end of the world. Luckily, I have won already the Dakar.
What about the future? Because you sound to me like you're still hungry. You still want to be in the seat. What about next year? What about throughout this year?
It's obviously I'm veteran now, and you know, you need to think carefully what to do, what is the next step. I always say after each Dakar I will think about the future and what is going to happen. Even if I have contract, you know, with Peugeot, I said very clear to Bruno, we signed 3 years, but you know, I don't guarantee you I will stop earlier or I want to continue. I will, you know, I need to wait for my feeling after the race, and then I follow my feeling straight away, either continue or stop. At the moment, my feeling has been always to continue, but for sure one day, like it happened in World Rally Championship, one day, that 2004, I say, okay, I have enough. And it was coming like that, from one day to another. And I'm sure it will come like that from one day to another in the Dakar. I will say, okay, I have enough. I will concentrate in something else.
It will be something else though, won't it?
Well, it will be difficult if not at home for my wife to be there. You know, I'm still a lot of energy inside.
Best of luck for the rest of the
Thank you
Dakar,
very
Carlos.
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, since that chat with Mike, Carlos Sainz has in fact been given a 10-minute penalty for an incident involving a quad rider. Not what he needed, but thankfully he does still have a very healthy lead.
The problem is that a quad driver protested against Carlos Sainz, saying that he got a crash together. We do not agree at all. Carlos is 100% sure that he didn't touch the quad.
I think actually I saved an accident. He passed over the side of the road. He lost the control and the quad come back into the road. I managed to save the accident. I must have passed very close, that is true, but I never hit it here.
The quad driver is saying that he touched him, which is just impossible, because if the car touched a quad, the car was racing at 152 km per hour. If he had touched the quad, there will be no more quad. And 10 minutes penalty for Carlos, and we are going to say to the stewards that we are going to appeal the decision.
This is totally unfair.
Now, earlier on, we had a two-wheel drive chat with Bruno Famin. Now, let's hear from Christophe Martin as he talks to us about the four-wheel drive.
I'm Christophe, chief mechanic of Nasser for this Dakar. So this is the car for Dakar. It's a V8 engine from Toyota. It's 400 horsepower with a 38 mils restrictor. It's a mid-mounting engine for the center of the weight of the car. Also, it's a 6-gear sequential gearbox. The brakes is power brakes, 6 piston with water cooling system. The disc is 330 mils, so the brake is very good. Stops the car very well. The suspension, we have two suspension. It's very well. It's adjustable everywhere, every side for the Nasser in the stage. You can make what you want. Because we are 4x4, we are just allowed 280 mm of travel suspension. So inside the car, we have a full roll cage, really strong for safety. We have a seat also for safety. We have 2 extinguishers on the car, just for safety. It's really safety, really strong. And you have also foam when the driver hits the roll cage, just to protect everything. In the Dakar, we make a lot of kilometers, like 800 kilometers by day. So we need to have spare wheels. So we fit 3 on the cars, 1 in this place, you can see, 1 opposite side, and also you can fit 1 in the door here. There's 1 place to put the third wheels here. We need to have a big fuel tank. Here is start here to here and make all the cars is 550 liters. So we can make almost 800 kilometers. In this stage we use between 70 liters and 100 liters for 100 kilometers. So it's quite a lot. So we need to have a big tank like that. So now we move at the back of the car. You have the radiator. You need to have 2 like that, 1 on the front, 1 on the back, because the cooling is so important. We're often running at 50 degrees in the desert. So there we go, a quick tour of Nasser Al-Attiyah 4x4 Toyota 2018.
Here are the top 5 overall results for the cars and bikes. And here are the top 3 from the remaining categories overall. Head to redbull.com/Dakar for further results and much more.
There we go, that is it from us here in Salta. Next up we head to Belen, 795 kilometre day, 372 of which a special stage, and navigation is really going to come into play.
Absolutely, and it's also going to be interesting to see how Adrian Van Beveren gets on in the bikes. Being in the sand is his strength, and we're not really on that kind of terrain anymore. Kevin Benavides on home soil. So the bike's going to be really interesting. In the meantime, follow all the action using the hashtags Rally Dakar and Red Bull Motorsports. We will see you in Belen tomorrow. From Alex and myself, goodbye.